What is up, everybody? Today we're doing some shopping stuff, some gifts. What are the best gifts to get your filmmaking photographer, creator, friend, or spouse, or significant other, whomever it may be? We're gonna talk about some gifts to get them today for Christmas or whatever holiday that you participate in. We're gonna start with the lower end and go all the way down to the higher end. It's gonna start at like $5-ish and go all the way to thousands of dollars. This could be like an entire drone. So let's get started. So my first pick for a gift, you already know, Cuts Clothing. Gotta put it in there. I mean, look at this, ready? Look at this. Look at this shirt. Is this not a nice shirt? And would you just look at this Sherpa? Got some pockets. It's super soft on the outside and the inside. It is all around super nice jacket. It's winter's coming.
Winter is coming.
The cold season is coming. This is good stuff. And then we've got this sweatshirt. Look at this. All of their sweatshirts are so nice. And this is a new color, probably a seasonal color. So catch it while you can. I like it. I don't usually like lighter colors. And yeah, so great options for their clothes. And the best part is right now they've got 25 to 50% off their entire website. Now this is for the holiday season from November 10th to December 1st, but 25 to 50% off, you getting yourself some deals. Let me tell you, you are getting yourself some deals on these clothes. You can get some for yourself, for your person, for whomever. It's a great gift. I mean, if someone got an extremely soft jacket, you think they're gonna be mad? That is a great gift. Great gift. So check it out in the link in the description for gift idea number 1. I'm gonna keep this on because it's super comfortable. I kind of match the background though. So all of the products I'm gonna be talking about today will be linked in the description below. There may be a few different options for each one, just so you have different varieties to pick from. Let's start with the top of the list, and we're gonna do under $50. Gifts that are less than 50, and these are some really awesome gifts you can get that aren't gonna break the bank and get you some good gifts. Gift number 1, an SD card holder. Now this is a little case. This is a cheaper, smaller case that just holds a bunch of SD cards. I personally have this bigger hard case, and it fits different types of SD cards, all the way from regular SD to micro SD to even CF Express or CF cards. But each little flipper-do inside of here, it even has a pocket, is kind of stiff and hard to protect your SD cards so they don't get damaged, but the outside is actually hard as well. And you can even get a better case that fits less SD cards, but they make watertight and harder cases, so they're a little bit more durable. And these SD card holders, they range from $5 all the way to $20. It depends on which one you get, but the hard case one I referred to is about $9. That first one maybe about a couple bucks, but they're not bad. Item 2, numero dos. This item is a coffee mug. It's a really cool mug. I'm not a coffee drinker, so I don't have one of these, but I've seen them. It is a literal lens-shaped coffee mug, and it's super cute, and this only ranges at about $10 on Amazon, and it's a super cute gift to get someone who loves coffee and cameras, so that you can't really go wrong with. Item 3 is a lens or camera cleaning kit. This kit usually comes with some soft pads, a little pen, some spray, and a bunch of other things. I can say it's very beneficial to have a little blower and some things to kind of clean your camera safely and efficiently whenever it's needed. The camera cleaning kits usually range around $15, $16, so they're a really easy gift to get somebody. The next gift on the list, I'm not gonna number every single one, is I wouldn't say like a physical gift you can give someone. It is a subscription to Masterclass or any other tutorial or class-based subscription. I'm not sponsored or anything by them. I just know of them. You could get Skillshare or anything else. If there's a course or something that your person or whoever you're getting this for has been looking at for a while, you could also get them a course. Some courses have a one-time fee. Some of them are monthly or annually, but a course or subscription to learning is a very awesome gift. These range in price. I mean, some of them are $10, $15 a month, like Masterclass, or some of them are like a one-time purchase of $700 or something like that. So that's all up to you on which one you want to get and which one they want. The next item on the list, it's pretty simple. It's kind of fun. It is a blanket, but it's a blanket with a, picture or whatever you want to call it of a clapboard, the little things that they have in the movies. So that's just a cute little thing to get somebody as a gift. The next item on the list is about $25. It's a pretty useful thing for mostly photography, but you could use it for video in many different ways. It is a reflector. They make different sizes, so you could get a small or a big one. And some of them have different features or functions, etc. But this one, you have silver, you have black, and then you can also unzip it, and on the inside, there's gold, white, and if you just use this by itself, it's just a straight up white diffuser to diffuse the light. You can't go wrong with something like this. It's useful, and if they don't know what it is or how to use it, they can find some YouTube videos, and it's very useful. Next thing on the list are camera straps. These range quite a bit because there's so many different types. You can get them for $20 all the way up to $200+. This one is a Peak Design one. It is super awesome because it has these little things here and they clip onto the end of each side of the strap. And so you can utilize this strap for so many different scenarios and it doesn't have to be screwed into the camera like this strap does. So I could use it for this little fanny pack type deal, or I could put it on my camera or literally anything else that I want to. So I love my Peak Design stuff. We'll talk more about this in a minute. But you also have regular straps like this that just screw right into your camera, and it's just a shoulder sling strap, which is exactly what the other one is. It just doesn't screw into your camera. And then lastly, they also have dual straps. It's almost like a backpack, so you can have two cameras at the side. The most popular ones are the full leather ones and the more expensive ones because they're obviously better quality and they last longer. And those ones are super awesome, and I recommend any type of strap, but Peak Design is my favorite sling bag strap or just sling strap, but I think it's called Hold Fast or Steadfast, something like that, that makes the leather dual camera straps. Those are super awesome. And that is an awesome gift that your person will love. Now, this next item is something I personally really enjoy, especially in the colder months here in Michigan. This is not just a glove. And you probably already know where I'm going with this because you might have seen these or maybe even have one. So they're just, your normal super warm gloves. They're not super thick, but the finger comes off and so does the thumb on each one. And it magnetizes on the back here so that you can not have it get in the way, but you can still use your camera. You have your camera, you just take some pictures and you can put your fingers back away when you're done so they don't freeze. And I recommend these. These are ProMaster camera gloves or whatever you want to call them, but they're super warm and they still let you take photos with your actual fingers instead of trying to use the touch sensitive gloves that don't work well. But I love these. These are around $30 on Amazon and you can get any type, but I love the ProMaster brand. Very great. The next thing is kind of fun. It's cute if you must. It's basically just like a little LED or neon light that either has their business name or even something that's just a camera. It's super cute. I have an actual LED light right here, and that has my business name on it. And I love it. It's awesome. It's an actual neon light, and you can also do LED. But different options are online. I have the links in the description. The next thing, GorillaPod. This, if your person or whoever does not have this already, they need one of these. This is a super versatile tripod type deal that literally wraps around anything you could possibly want it to in any way, shape, or form, or you could just use it as a straight up regular tripod. It's small and it's useful and it's versatile and it fits in a lot of places because how small it is. So This is super awesome. There's different versions, keep in mind. I think there's a 1K, 3K, and 5K. That's just its weight limits. So just note, the bigger the better. These range around $43 to maybe $80 or even down to $20 if you get the cheaper one. It just depends on how much weight it can handle. This next super awesome piece of gear, this is a speaker. Just a little JBL clip speaker. The cool thing about this is that it actually has a little clip here, and it's called the JBL clip because it can clip onto literally anything, which is super beneficial. I often use these maybe during my shoots to do like a little dance with my couple, or I just use this every day around the house or and stuff like that. So this is a very versatile thing to have for both business and just for fun. You could bring it to the beach. It's waterproof. It's great. So this is a fun little piece of tech or gear to get anybody, really, not even just your filmmaker or creator friend. So, and these run around $50. You can give or take depending on which version you get. This is number 4, up to you. The next item on this list is an SD card. So I personally go with the SanDisk Extreme Pro, and this is a great gift to get anybody who does anything with a camera or recording equipment, because the Extreme Pro is pretty fast, and generally all cameras take a regular SD, but this one has faster speeds so that no matter what format they shoot in, it should be able to handle it if their camera takes a regular SD. These range between like $20 and $50. It just really depends on what size you get. The next item on this list is actually really cool. So it is a camera cage. So as you can see on my camera here, I've got this metal cage. And what it does is it allows you to attach different things to it, like a grip. You can do some microphones. You can even put a tripod mount on the side so you can shoot vertically. There's so many different opportunities and options with a cage on your camera. And it also adds a little bit of protection. If you do drop your camera, it's basically got a metal casing on the outside of it that will protect it, which is pretty nice. So you can add a ton of accessories to these and really build out your camera to make it look awesome. So a cage is super fun. These range between like $60 and $200 depending on which one you get. Small Rig is a good brand that makes it. You just need to know which camera your person uses so that you get the right cage. All right, next on the list, this is the Small Rig RM120. You don't have to get this specific one. This is an RGB light. It's just a small RGB light panel. Essentially, it can change to literally any color that you want it to. I made an entire video on it. If you want, you can check out my channel to find that. But this is a very versatile light, and it does not cost that much. You can change the brightness, you can change the color. It is a super awesome piece of gear to have, especially with how small this is. It's just about the size of my phone. I'll put a link to this one in the description, but you can get any RGB light panel. They do go pretty cheap. This one is $60. You can get them all the way down to like $20 or even more if you wanted to spend more than $60. But this is a super versatile piece of gear that even a photographer or a filmmaker would love. This next one has a huge range of price. I'm just gonna throw that out there now. And I may have a slight obsession with them. Don't judge me. Backpacks. This is the Peak Design backpack. I have 2 different sizes. I love Peak Design stuff. They make really, really, really solid gear. This is a super fun piece of baggage. You can check it out in the link in the description. But I also have the Nomadic Peter McKinnon 25-liter bag, which is also a super awesome option. You could even go as to something as small as a little sling bag that fits like 1 camera and 1 lens. This is a super awesome piece of baggage to have if you just have a few things and you're taking it on a small trip. Or even this little Peak Design fanny pack. I can put this around my belt or around my shoulders with a strap. It's really endless. So there's so many different bags you can pick from, and there's even ones on Amazon for like, $20 to $60, depending on what you're looking at spending. Those 2 bags I showed you are around $400. The Nomadic one, even more if you want extra accessories, but solid bags. I mean, if your person doesn't have a really nice camera bag, a camera bag is super versatile and useful if you go anywhere. So that is a super fun piece of gear if they're looking for a backpack. The next thing is a flash. This is more photo-centric. I mean, we kind of did a light that's more video-centric. A flash goes on top of the camera and it adds a little bit of light source when you take a photo in certain scenarios. If it's dark at like a wedding reception, you'd want to use a flash. These can range in price quite a bit, but a pretty average one is around $70, $75 for like a Godox flash. That's pretty nice. But again, they can go all the way up to like $300 to $600, but it just depends on how much you're looking at spending. But a flash is a super useful thing for any photographer if they don't have it already. It's a good way to get them into it, just getting them a $75 one. So next on the list, this again ranges. Most of these range because you can get so many different options, and I don't want to tell you you have to get the certain ones that I'm showing you or that I link in the description, but I at least want to give you some options. So the next one are headphones. So you can go something like these Edifier headphones that are noise canceling over the ear, and they're only around $60 to $80 when they're on sale. They're super nice, they're noise canceling, they're comfortable. Or you could even go as far as to getting something like the Bose 700 headphones that are around $400. They're obviously a lot more comfortable. The noise canceling works a lot better, and they're Bose. They sound amazing. So like you can't go wrong. And these ones even come with a nice case. This case has a battery built into it. I mean, you just can't go wrong with Bose. You can go to something like these Edifier earbuds, which are really small, still noise canceling, very compact, hard to really see that they're in your ear. And they also sound really good. And they come with this little charging case. You don't have to get this exact one or exact brand, but I do recommend these because I have used them and they sound really good, and the battery life is extremely long. But these are just general ideas. The next option, the next thing, the next piece of gear, it's kind of two things. The first one is a GoPro. This is up there on the list, but the accessory that I'm going with is cheaper, which is why we're kind of putting it in this range of price. So the GoPro by itself is around $450. You can get an older version for, a lot less if you wanted to, but the GoPro Hero 11 at the time of filming is around $450. And a GoPro is an extremely versatile filming equipment, or you can take photos with it. Now, the second accessory, the accessory that I recommend getting with this is the GoPro Max lens. What it is in a replacement lens that goes on the front of the GoPro so that whenever you tilt it, it stays horizontal. No matter how much you tilt or turn or flip, it stays in the same orientation that you want to film it in. So this is super awesome if you wanted to get some behind the scenes footage at your job or while they're working, or just want to make sure no matter how they have their GoPro, it stays upright in the footage wise. And that's a super awesome piece of gear that I recommend getting because it's very beneficial in many scenarios. The GoPro Max accessory goes around $87. The next thing is not for everybody. It's really for a photographer, filmmaker, creative who has a PC build, their own desktop. It's a hard drive. It's an internal hard drive. They go inside the computer, but getting them one of these could be very beneficial because we're always in need of storage and we would not be mad to have more. It does help to know what one they like or which one they need, like storage wise, but pickers can't be choosers. And hard drives, they generally range in price, depending on what size you get. I can't really say, but let's just say an average of like $90 for a 6 terabyte, all the way up to $300 for like a 12 terabyte. All right, the next thing is actually kind of cool and even something you might want to use. It is a lens that goes on the end of your phone to give your phone a better, look if you're taking photos or videos. It makes the photos and videos look really awesome as if you took them with a professional camera. You can get Moment branded lenses. Those are one of my favorite brands to get for this scenario, or you can get some cheaper ones on Amazon. All up to you, but I do recommend the Moment ones. These range from, $20, $30 all the way up to $100 plus for the Moment ones. The next thing are kind of really cool, and I just found a random one on Amazon. It was $160, but they are LED light tubes. Now there are certain brands that are more known for this, but you can get any brand you want. A light tube is really awesome, especially if it's RGB, because they're extremely useful and versatile in every scenario for both photo and video. And the next thing is also $160, and this is a smartphone gimbal. If your person or even you like to do a lot of video or photo, mostly video, on your phone, a little DJI Osmo phone gimbal is a super awesome and versatile thing to carry with you on trips or something like that, instead of bringing like your whole setup. So that's a really fun piece of gear to use. And then next we have a portable SSD. These are extremely useful, and I bet you your person already has one of these. So you use these for editing on the go or when you're traveling, or they might even use it at home when they're editing or doing their thing. They range in price depending on the size, but you can get a 1 terabyte for $160 or a 2 terabyte for 200 and something. The more the better, but you can still get away with a 1 terabyte. I love these. They are very small. You can see very smaller than a phone, and they slip into like a pocket or anything on your bag. So super awesome piece of gear. All right, next we have a microphone. This is a shotgun microphone. There's different types of microphones. This would also maybe be referred to as an on-camera mic, depending on where you're looking. But it's a super good piece of gear to have because if you're doing vlogs or any type of filming yourself, these are going to sound way better than the actual mic in your camera. So microphone, this is a deity one. I don't know if I said that right, but Rode is also a good brand, and so is Sennheiser. So good options, links in the description. And then these microphones go for like $100 to $200, depending on which one you get. Now, this is a good one. You don't have to get this exact one. This is a tripod, specifically a travel tripod, but you can get them any tripod, and I'll put a link to a few in the description. But this is a carbon fiber Peak Design travel tripod. It is so small and so light. In my opinion, it's one of the smallest and lightest travel tripods on the market. And I absolutely bring this everywhere on every trip because it has come in really, really handy taking self-portraits and all that fun stuff. Highly recommend it. It doesn't have to be this one again because this is like $700, but there are other ones for $150, $100, $200, stuff like that. So, alrighty. The next thing, it's around $215. It's called a C-stand. It's kind of like a tripod, but it's taller, more heavy duty, and it has more functions. I use one right here, and I can put a camera above me hanging off of it. I can hang a light on it. They are meant for more heavy duty applications to hold things that may be heavier than just a standard light. And those can range in price from $100-ish to $200+, depending on which one and brand that you get. Now, this is for anybody. This is an external hard drive. Essentially, you can edit off of it. I wouldn't recommend though, but you can store stuff on it. This is specifically an 8 terabyte one. You can get 12, 14, 16, even 2, different sizes. The bigger the better, and these you get quite a bit of storage for your money. So for around $220, you get a 12 terabyte, and that's a lot of storage. For a filmmaker, I would get them a little bit more storage. If they're just a photographer, you could get away with less, maybe 4 to 6 terabytes. But they would definitely be happy to have more storage and another hard drive. And the next thing, this may or may not be something they need. This is a monitor, the screen that you use for your computer. If they use a laptop at home all of the time, it could be beneficial for them to be able to have a second monitor. So if you bought them a monitor, they could hook their laptop up to it, and then they could edit off of 2 screens instead of 1, or just use the newer screen. Usually they're bigger, 27 inches compared to a laptop, which is 15 or 16. So even if they don't use it as a dual screen, they could use it as the main screen, and this could benefit them. Or if they only have 1 monitor, but they really want 2, I use 3, you could get them a second monitor, and they would also be happy about this. And this is useful for both photo and video. The more you pay, the better quality screen you get with better colors and accuracy, but pickers, again, can't be choosers. The next thing on this list also has a huge range in price, and it's a drone. If you don't know what a drone is, it flies in the air and takes awesome photos and videos. They can be useful for both a photographer and a videographer. Just note, they do need a FAA drone pilot's license if they're going to use it for any type of work. If they're gonna fly it for fun, they don't, but just keep that in mind. But those range between $300 and $1,000+ depending on which one you get. You could get something like the Mavic SE, and it's like $300, or even an older mini, just like original mini. Those would probably be pretty cheap by now. So that's a really fun thing to get. If you want to spend like a couple $100, you could get them a really awesome drone by DJI. They're a good brand. You can get an older one or a newer one. The next thing I don't have here with me, it's a Pelican Case. A Pelican Case is a hard camera bag, essentially. It is a hard case that you put your gear in so that it doesn't get damaged by water or dropping and stuff like that. You can get them small or big, but my recommendation is to get the Pelican Air carry-on size. This one is awesome to take with you when you travel because it can go up on the carry-on instead of needing to go underneath the plane, because you don't want to have to put your stuff underneath the plane. So that's a fun one. These range between around $300 to $1,000+, but generally you're going to be looking about $300-ish for the carry-on one. But then last but not least, we have this thing right in front of me. It is a monitor. It's a video monitor for filming. I'll show you this angle here. Essentially, mine is a recorder and a monitor, so I can see what I'm filming and record it on it at the same time. But you can get things that are only just a monitor. But my personal recommendation is the Ninja 5, because for the price, you get a lot. But you can spend about $100 and get just a regular monitor. By like Free World is a good brand. But this is by Atomos, and it's a Ninja 5. It is around $500. And then as a bonus, you get stuff like this. This is a company called Edelkrone. They make some super awesome automated camera gear. This is a little spinny-do. You put whatever else on it, whether it's a camera or a piece of thing that you're filming, and it'll spin and you control it with your phone. They also make sliders and some other really awesome gear that I'd recommend. These range between $300 and $1,000+, but you can really buy any main piece of gear from their website or even an older version, and you wouldn't really go wrong with that, because all of the stuff they make is super awesome, and that is a super fun bonus for you guys. Lastly, you could spend an arm and a leg on your person and buy them like a literal lens or a new camera. Those are pretty specific, and you definitely could get someone that. It would be a few $1,000s. Most higher end lenses and cameras start at like $1,500 or more dollars. That's really it for this video, but hopefully this gave you some ideas for gifts to get your person. They are super fun gifts, and all the price ranges possible, so that you have all the opportunities and options and don't leave out anything. So that's really it for this video, and I'll see you on the next one.